Hello, everybody. This is Mayor Talbert. I'd like to share the State of the City 2025 with you. This was an address that I prepared for the Chamber of Commerce in June, and I thought it would be a really great idea to share it with the citizens of Easley so that you could see and hear how well your city is doing. So I'm going to share that with you now. And we will start with letting you know how honored I am to serve and how proud I am to call Easley home. This has been one of the greatest honors of my life. And as I'm in my second year now, I have to say, this journey has been filled with some challenges, but also some triumphs and lots of growth. And this past year has taught me more about our city and our people than I ever imagined. I am incredibly proud of all that we've accomplished together as a team, and I'm even more excited for the future that we're building side by side. Easley's best days are still ahead. And I have a quote here that I really appreciate from Coretta Scott King, and it talks about the greatness of a community and how that is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. And here on this first page, what I shared was a picture in the top right of two of our officers, first responders, that received awards this past year from the Pickens County Municipal Association, our firefighter of the year and our police officer of the year. And then on the bottom right are some of our firefighters that were awarded at a recent Pickens County Council meeting for their life-saving efforts that were experienced by members of the community when they were on a call. And it was a great honor to be there and watch these awards being given, and just a very proud moment for the city. Some other memorable moments for me are pictured here, and one of them is celebrating a centenarian, Mrs. Lucille Dillard, and her special 100th birthday. Mrs. Dillard is one of the Pickens County Meals on Wheels recipients that's on the city's route, and she had let us know several months in advance that she was going to be 100 and that she just loved our firefighters. So we gathered a group, and you can see here we have our finance director and our administrator, some of our fire chief, one of our police lieutenants, several firemen, and we brought some first response vehicles and balloons and a cake to celebrate Mrs. Dillard. And I think we scared the neighbors a little bit, but we had a good time, and she really enjoyed being celebrated. And then there on the right is meeting our Congresswoman Sherry Biggs, and that's with other members of the Chamber of Commerce, and that was special to be able to meet our representative and speak with her about important things to our community. I want to start with our court. This is our Easley Municipal Court team that you can see here, and that team consists of 8 people, staff of 8. We have our Chief Judge Snow. There's a part-time associate judge. We have a clerk of court. We have a court liaison manager, 2 part-time assistant judges, and 2 full-time court clerks. We included some fun facts for you for our court. This is a court of limited jurisdiction. It handles criminal and traffic, with some of the potential dispositions being a fine, maybe they receive community service, jail, and conditional discharge if they qualify for it. And you can see here in 2024, we had 833 arrest warrants. There were 4,606 criminal and traffic cases filed in 2024. 4,400 of those were adjudicated in 2024. There was 2,172 bond hearings conducted. 434 jury trials were requested, but 605 were adjudicated in 2024. There were total fines and fees collected, as you see here, of $555,415.28. Now, retained by the city, you see an amount there of less than half. That's $200,331.30. And the balance, the difference in that includes restitution to victims, partial support of our victims advocate, and some refunds, with the remaining amount the assessment sent to the South Carolina State Treasurer. And that amount that was sent to the state last year was $290,906.62. So you can see our court's pretty busy, and they do quite a bit of work for the city. And then next, we'll look at our IT department. You can see the top left picture shows the guts of the city, as I call it. It's our guts are in a closet, and that is where all of our systems and all of the city technical capability is stored. And there's our IT director, Jordan Anderson. Last year, we completed a citywide Windows 11 migration, and that was across all departments. That improved our system performance, it improved our security, and our compatibility with some modern applications. We also deployed an advanced network monitoring tool, and that enabled real-time traffic analysis. It enabled proactive threat detection across all of our buildings in the city. We launched a centralized asset inventory and a lifecycle management system for our equipment, our IT equipment, throughout the city, and that streamlined our budget and procurement. We provided hands-on cybersecurity workshops for city employees, and that focused on phishing detection and response protocols. And we were able to reduce our click-through rates in those simulations by over 75%. And that's a great security measure. That means that we're not affected by malware and ransomware as much as we could be. So reducing that by over 75% is a great thing. Developed and deployed a centralized log management system. That improves auditability, but it also improves our incident response readiness. It's a great streamline to get those incidents handled quickly and in an efficient manner. We developed NIST compliance for all municipal operations to further our security and our compliance with federal, state, and insurance regulations. Coming up, plans for our IT would be deploying our new ERP database, which will do some more streamlining. It's great for our effectiveness and also our report generation. Increasing our physical security at all of our facilities, and we're continuing efforts toward maintaining a reliable and a safe technical environment. We completed redundancy. We're looking at completing redundancy within the City of Easley to ensure availability of resources, especially during emergencies like we experienced this past year with our hurricane. Completion of our baseline IT practices will be achieved by January 2026. Some achievements. We did achieve full compliance with our updated cybersecurity insurance requirements. And as I mentioned earlier, we reduced our phishing simulation failure rates by more than 75% due to our revamping of those training and those tools. We established our internal knowledge base and our IT ticketing portal for city staff, and that improved our help desk efficiency, and it reduced resolution time, which is a great thing when you have a technical problem. Here's our finance department, and our finance department is comprised of 5 positions. You see we have a director. Our director, Mr. Ralph Herden, is our CPA. We have a finance manager, an accounting clerk, an administrative assistant, and then our business license clerk. And one of the things that Mr. Herden has indicated, which I think is important, is that our city is growing, and statistics indicate that our population increased 20% over the past 5 years. And his thoughts, and we all agree, the city needs to be prepared to serve a quickly increasing population. So our fiscal health is very important to us, me, all of us citizens, and definitely to this department. Here are some points that I wanted to go over. I don't know how difficult this slide is going to be for you to read, but I do want to point out some things that we're proud of. First of all, you should know that the city's financial health is good. As of the end of fiscal year 2025, our estimated fund balance will be above $8 million, and only $3.5 million is required as a financial reserve. So that means that we're in great health. This department spearheaded some cost savings on our municipal association, liability, and property insurance, and that saved the city about $39,000 a year. They did assist in establishing financing for and approval of our 100-foot ladder truck for the fire department. And of course, that's going to enhance our safety and our security of citizens. Increased collection efforts on hospitality tax, and that's resulted in a decrease in past due amounts. They're actively pursuing licensing opportunities with the assistance of our fire inspector and our code enforcement officer. We have made substantial progress on bringing our financial records up to date. We've brought the past bank reconciliations current. We were able to finalize audits on one annual financial audit from fiscal year 23, 3 years on the 1% Firefighters Fund, and substantially completed our second year financial yearly audit for fiscal year 24. The city financials were reviewed, and $400,000 in funds was located. That's available for road work, and the council just recently allocated that for a road project that the state will be helping us with in the city, and $181,000 that they found to be able to transfer to our general fund use. They initiated and received an extension on FEMA allowable debris removal timeframe. We had issues. Pickens County Landfill stopped accepting our debris when their grinder broke for quite some time. And so these people worked tirelessly to get an extension on the FEMA debris removal so that we could have help getting rid of some of that debris that we were picking up. Also participated in negotiating a lower rate for city employees' health insurance. Our health insurance increased 22%, and we were able to negotiate that to 15%, which was a significant savings for the city and keeping the employee insurance healthy. We reinvigorated the safety committee and rapidly completed the 2023 annual safety audit, and that saved the city another 5% on our Smith and Smurf premiums. Lots of great work by our finance team. Next, planning and development. To explain, planning and development department is supposed to be responsible for guiding growth of the city, and that's through planning, their sustainable development, and effective land use management. It plays a critical role in shaping our future by developing and implementing plans, zoning regulations, and helping to develop policies that promote balanced and responsible growth, economic vitality, environmental stewardship, and that means a high quality of life for all of us. And this department works collaboratively with our community members, developers, and other government agencies. And that is to ensure that any new projects that we're working on as a city align with our vision, that they align with our capability as far as our infrastructure, and definitely our long-term goals and what we want with the city. Some of the current projects worked on by this department would be, of course, the coordination of our Unified Development Project, the UDO, that we're working on during our moratorium. They did receive a Safe Streets for All grant, and so they're working on that. They helped prepare that grant request for our new fire station, and that is something that we are looking for assistance with from the federal government through Lindsey Graham's office. And they coordinate with all of our departments. You can see here the rec department, public works, police, fire, on all of the projects needed, renovations needed, and things needed for all of the different departments in the city. For example, with the rec department, the Haygood renovations, the Pope Field improvements, Brushy Creek Greenway, the parking lot over at Nally Brown. They've helped in the development of future projects like the all-inclusive playground we're all working on and future phases of our rec complex. With the police, their parking area back behind the law enforcement center, we're working on that, planning to extend and add city parking back there. We have a fire department driveway that needs repair. Of course, the Department of Public Works is working different repairs in our drainage systems, designs, any roadway construction they help review, and some preliminary intersection realignment schematics to sort of help make some of those more efficient and safe, and always speeding issues. Looking ahead, this department is looking toward adding a hiking or mountain bike trail, hopefully to coincide and go beside and along with our new fire department, if we receive that grant, maybe a botanical center. Also working on a bike lane routing for a master plan that will connect all the bike routes in the city. And then again, some connector roadways that will help alleviate some traffic congestion. You know, how we can connect different roads to sort of take some of the traffic off some of the major ones. And they're working on that hopefully in the future. This is our Building and Codes Department, now fully staffed. We have a certified building official, Mr. Tor Elstrom, top left picture, and then our code enforcement officer, Anthony Brown, is top right. We have our inspector, our permit clerk. All of these fine people have reevaluated and increased our current fees to match those of the cities around us. And in reviewing and looking at responsible growth, we do want to be competitive with the cities around us, and that helps us be a little bit more responsible at making sure that our growth is normal and not explosive. So they've worked on that, implemented some code enforcement administrative fees, issued over 1,000 building permits in the moratorium. This is on building and projects that were pre-approved before this administration during COVID. Those are still working and building and require building permits. So that's in a moratorium. Pretty healthy. And then conducted nearly 5,000 building inspections and over 1,000 code enforcement cases to date. Parks and Recreation, and we are so proud that they've just completed a stellar job working with the World Series here. Some awards to note: we have 6 staff members in this department that have earned their professional certification or recognition in various Parks and Rec fields. 7 staff members are scheduled to complete their certifications by the end of the next fiscal year, and that continues this department's commitment to the professional growth and service excellence. And then our famous director, Ms. Chrisman Short, did receive the Distinguished Service Award for her service and her positive contributions to the Department of Parks and Rec and Tourism Management. And that was given to her at the PRTM 2025 Awards hosted at Clemson University. Here's some of the collaboration efforts from the Parks and Rec Department. Of course, we host the World Series in Easley, and that reinforces our position as a premier youth baseball destination. And that brings in a lot of tourism. It brings a lot of attention to our town and some economic impact. We're really proud of that. Also collaborated with the Easley Business Council to expand that downtown mural walk, and that enhances public art visibility and city pride. We launched the Adopt a Pot program in partnership with the City of Easley Beautification Committee, and we have fresh plantings with 12 participants selected from 62 applications. That was a lot of fun, and I think that the community is enjoying that, and those 12 participants are really having a good time with it. We partnered with Trees Upstate and Duke Energy to distribute 369 free trees to the community, and that promotes urban forestry and environmental awareness. Also exciting was installing that wheelchair accessible swing at Doodle Park in collaboration with the Youth Leadership Academy, and that expands inclusive play opportunities for the community and for families that need it. Some numbers of importance: we awarded 61 tournament-related sports tourism requests out of 109 that were requested, and that generates economic impact, and that elevates community engagement. The athletic division served 3,119 children in local league play across a range of all different sports and recreational programs. The administrative division of Parks and Rec hosted 14 interns from universities, school districts, and community partners such as the School District of Pickens County. And I'm especially proud of this high school engagement packet It really affected me to see how, during my campaign, the youth became involved and were excited. And it was one of my goals to make sure that we could reach back out and include our youth in our city, to know that, they had a voice and they have a role in their city, and this city belongs to them. To invest, they can invest in their city. So we've initiated this high school engagement packet, and it offers our local students at Easley High School the opportunity to intern, they can job shadow, or they can volunteer with the city at any of our events or occasions. And our first EHS intern began in June, and Samantha Earhart, and we have just had so much fun. It has been a great experience having an intern. And we also have job shadowing coming up and several volunteers. In fact, we've engaged approximately 1,350 volunteers across all divisions, with more than 800 supporting the athletics division. Some of the Parks and Rec key maintenance and infrastructure projects are, of course, we mentioned the Nally Brown new restrooms. We have expanded and renovated the Pope Field restrooms and did that with a $36,000 plus grant, and that helped fund those improvements. We completed the asphalt resurfacing and our stormwater upgrades at Haygood Park. We secured a $47,000 grant to renovate the dog park, and I have heard lots of positive feedback about that. Citizens are really enjoying that. We refinished all 3 gymnasium floors, and including updates to our Larry Bagwell gym. We upgraded indoor recreation spaces for multi-use programming. The events division at Parks and Rec secured $99,856.22 in sponsorships, and that includes both the monetary and in-kind donations, and that supports our city-hosted events and our festivals. Some of the highlights from those events and festivals include our Christmas parade. We had the largest Christmas parade in a decade with 112 entries, and that just showcases our strong community and the participation of all the organizations in our community, and we did that with the assistance of the Easley Chamber of Commerce. Our Treats on the Street Halloween event drew over 7,000 attendees in 3 hours, and that made it one of our highest traffic events based on the per-hour ratio. We welcomed 126 vendors to our Spring Fling. We had a wide variety of local goods and services and family-friendly activities. Our egg drop that we had at J.B. Red Owens with the help of 5 Point Church featured 20,000 eggs. I think the kids had a blast. Our families had a blast with that. And we just recently reintroduced rides at the 4th of July celebration that were free to the public. And that's the first time that has been able to happen since COVID. Fun times in the city for families. This is Public Works, and I have nicknamed them Road Warriors because these are the people that keep our streets clean and repaired and functioning, and they are our heroes in the background. They have mulched in this last year. They've mulched on Market Square. They've installed over 150 cubic yards of mulch in the square, and then they've mulched around City Hall. The Robinall repair, the DPW, the Department of Public Works street crews, also in coordination with our stormwater manager, completed this drainage improvement on Robinall. That team cleared a catch basin that had been clogged for years. They utilized some pipe jetting equipment to locate an outfall, and when they identified it, they constructed a swell to restore that proper flow and ensure that that drainage system functioned as it was originally designed. Also, South 2nd sidewalk repair, street and landscape crews work collaboratively to repair some damaged sections of that sidewalk along South 2nd. Now, these efforts are part of a broader initiative aimed at enhancing the safety and visual appeal of the city streets. We plan to have additional sidewalk repairs in the future as part of that continued commitment to our infrastructure improvement. Inverness Way Drainage Project, in collaboration with Pipe Drainage Consultants and, of course, our city engineer. This was a long overdue project. It was a drainage improvement. It was very complex because it involved the installation of multiple catch basins, new piping, had to have a large head wall, and the relocation of several utilities. This success was made possible in part by the cooperation of the resident over there, Mr. Shields. She graciously granted the city an easement on her property to help get this improvement done. Cherokee Road, emergency repair. Our Public Works Department, in coordination with W.I. Martin, responded to repair culvert failure, and that was caused by Hurricane Helene, resulting in that collapse on that roadway. The culvert was replaced with a dual pipe system, and this system was designed to increase the hydraulic capacity, and that reduces the risk of future washouts. We hope we don't have another hurricane of that nature, but we wanted to make sure that it was ready if we did. So storm recovery, despite the challenges of the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, and that includes, as I mentioned earlier, the suspension of brush collection at the county landfill, Public Works has remained committed to ensuring our safety and accessibility by promptly initiating storm debris removal efforts. They secured the permits needed from the Department of Environmental Services and established 2 staging areas for temporary debris, and that allowed us to continue to pick up debris and to continue cleanup in the city while the county couldn't accept our debris and work to repair its grinder. So we appreciate those efforts. They truly are road warriors. Our Easley Police Department's another team of heroes. We have right now roughly 69 employees, consisting of mostly officers. We are in the process of hiring new traffic patrol officers to help us work issues in the city that we're having with traffic. Here's some fun facts, and this is an accumulation of some figures that are from July 1st of 24 through April the 30th, so not quite a year, but we were able to pull almost a year of total calls for service, which was 28,930 in that period. 2,911 crimes reported. You see here how many investigations were done for collisions, how many citations have been issued, warnings, 1,128 arrests, warrants, and orders of protection. It's a very busy, very much appreciated department. Their current areas of focus include enhanced technology. They're continuing to explore and incorporate new technology to expand their effectiveness with the drone programs, the DMTs, flock cameras, and any tools that help investigate. Our new training facility is going to be completed. There's 150 plus seats. It's a training room. It'll have state-of-the-art technology, and it will teach, and it hosts more advanced training classes at the police department, and it'll not only be utilized by our city, but it can be utilized by multiple jurisdictions. Focusing also on recruitment and retention. We're focusing resources on recruiting and retaining the best and the most qualified candidates for the position, keeping the cost to the city at a minimum, and we can do that by retaining intellectual knowledge and experience that we pour into our employees. Some of the accomplishments in the police department include our Captain Adam Green graduating from the prestigious FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. This academy offers 10 weeks of advanced leadership training, and he is only the 2nd officer in Easley's history to attend this academy, and he is the first in 20 years. We are very proud, so congratulations to Captain Adam Green. We have Officer Jeremy Jones, who was recognized by MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, as the 2024 DUI Enforcer of the Year. Officer Jones made 101 DUI cases in 2024. That was outstanding, and we appreciate your service, Officer Jones. EPD was also recognized as a gold-level member of the South Carolina Department of Public Safety 2024 Target Zero Challenge. Congratulations, EPD, and well done. Here we have Officers Rackley and Interante. They received an accommodation at a recent council meeting. They were recognized for their actions in a recent call for service. There was a gentleman having a mental crisis and threatening suicide, and it was more than a 5-hour standoff. But they were able to talk him into putting away his weapon, and everybody in that situation, including our officers, walked away safely from that call. So you can see here that they were recognized and received those accommodations. And well done. Thank you, Officers Rackley and Taronte. Next, we'll talk about our Easley Fire Department. Easley Fire Department took delivery of our new brush truck this last year and established the Easley Fire Technical Response Team. That team consists of wildland strike, swift water rescue, technical rescue, hazmat response, and search and rescue. And you can see here that we held our first combined Public Safety Fall Festival with Easley Police Department at Old Market Square. That was a big success. Everybody seemed to like that. Both departments enjoyed that. We had more room. We had more participation. So that's probably something we're going to continue this year. The fire department completed their second rookie school, and that added 6 new career firefighters to our team. They did deploy over 30 firefighters to assist with the Table Rock fire in March. We have 102 mid-mount platform on order with scheduled delivery of 2028. And currently we're seeking a federal grant, I think I mentioned this earlier, to fund a new fire station for the area of Highway 153 and Prince Perry Road. It would be really nice to have another fire station within close proximity of new development in that area. And then we have a new pumper ordered with an expected delivery of next year, 2026. This slide I put in because it's very important to me to point out that we have a city full of what I truly feel are hometown heroes. They give definition, they are the definition of hometown heroes. In times of crisis, our city's strength shines through the dedication of our essential crews and our first responders. After this hurricane happened, our police, our fire, our Parks and Rec, Public Works teams, even the administration teams worked tirelessly to lead cleanup and recovery efforts. These heroes also extended their support to North Carolina, our neighbors to the north, and they aided in some critical drone recovery operations. When these fires threatened Table Rock, our homes and our forest, they consumed about 13,000 acres, and our fire crews, our police, and then our support personnel again stood united in their defense of this community. And that teamwork, that bravery, and that service exemplify the true spirit of what you would call a hometown hero. Here's some photographs from these instances. We have our road washout pictured here that our Department of Public Works worked on. We have our Parks and Rec team here clearing some of the debris and the fallout from the hurricane in Nally Brown. And then you see our firefighters and some scenes from that horrible fire that they worked so long and so hard to keep contained. True heroes. And finally, for my last screen, I just wanted to say, and the feeling that first of all, I love this picture because this, just looking up 123, you can see those mountains, you can see that water tower, you can see Highway 123. It does look like maybe we've had some cars photoshopped out. Normally 123 is much more crowded than that, but this to me is Easley. And our city's thriving, and it's not thriving because of big headlines. It's not thriving because of social media. It's real people doing real work with real passion and real purpose. From our first responders to the teachers in this city, from our city workers to our business owners in this city. Easley's powered by dedicated people who give their best every day. They love this city. So we need to be proud of the team. We need to be proud of each other, and as proud as we are to call Easley home. Our future is bright because we're building it together. I hope you have enjoyed seeing all of the positive things that are happening in the city, and I welcome questions. I welcome your visit. So if you have questions about this or if you want to know more, email me and reach out to schedule a time to come by at ltalbert@cityofeasley.com. Have a blessed day.